soldier, post. Specialist Ashley De La Gaña.
Moving, Sergeant.
Following soldiers being recognized for outstanding accomplishment during IEDT. Specialist De La Gaña was named to the Dean's List at AIT, 68 Whiskey Combat Medical Specialist Course, 232nd Medical Battalion, 32nd Medical Brigade, Fort Sam, Houston, Texas.
Just give it a round of applause. At ease. So I'm General Rich Baldwin. I still refer to myself as a colonel about half the time when I introduce myself because it's a relatively recent thing. I'd like to extend a welcome to the families and friends that have joined us here this morning, and a thank you for sharing your soldiers with us in the Arizona Guard and allowing them to become members of our family in the Arizona Army National Guard. I'd also like to extend a welcome to the many sergeants major that we have here today. You guys, you may not realize this, but you don't normally see this many E9s in the battle handoffs. So make sure that you stay off the grass and stay in line.
There's none.
I got notes here to make sure I don't forget anything. I want to thank the soldiers here. I thank you for stepping forward and volunteering to serve your state and your nation and your fellow citizens. It's something that less than 1% of our citizens in the United States do. And so I thank you for the sacrifice that you have chosen to make. The sacrifices are not going to just be yours, though. They're going to be shared by your families and friends. So I thank you ahead of time for sharing them with us on holidays, birthdays, anniversaries. By the way, if you're deployed on your anniversary, you don't get a buy. Okay? Personal experience, you don't get a buy. You're still expected to send flowers. But we're going to take time away from you for these soldiers to train with us and sometimes deploy with us. We currently have over 600 soldiers out of the Arizona Army National Guard deployed overseas. A good number of those, most of those, in fact, are in Afghanistan. We have another 150 that are on their way over now. So I tell them that, and I tell you that because part of what it means, part of that sacrifice that you've voluntarily made, means that you've got to keep yourself ready to go. It may mean that you have to be ready to respond to something in Arizona. It may mean that you have to be ready to respond to something in California, Texas, New Mexico, Nevada, New York. Or it may mean that you have to deploy to Korea or Iraq or Syria or someplace else in the Middle East. What does that mean? Well, most of you are going to be going to school, or you're going to be working a civilian job, and you're going to be doing this. The bumper sticker says 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. You'll find that the bumper sticker is a little misleading, as most bumper stickers are. So it will require more time than that. What giving your best effort means, and this is one of the two things that the Adjutant General for the state, General McGuire, has asked of each of the members of the Arizona National Guard, is always tell the truth and always give your best effort. Part of giving your best effort means you're going to get up an hour earlier than you would normally have to so that you can go do PT on your own. You're not going to have the drill sergeant or the first sergeant requiring you to be in formation at a certain time. You're going to have to be self-disciplined enough to do that on your own. Because if you're not physically ready, everything else you do is not going to be successful. It means that instead of vegging out when you get home from school or you get home from work and watching television and eating chips, you may be working on distance learning professional education requirements that's required of you being a soldier. So why don't we put you through that? Your job right now is to do the very best job that you can in your specialty, in your MOS. You are expected to do that job better than anybody else because you're the one that's there to do it. But at the same time you're doing that, you're expected to grow into the leaders to replace the leaders that are over you when you get to your units. I've been in the Guard for 32 years, almost. And 32 years goes by a lot faster than you think. 6 years is going to go by a lot faster than you think. You're moving into that E5, E6 team sergeant, squad leader position is going to come a lot faster than you can think. And so you've got to prepare yourself by learning everything you can about your specialty and also grow into the leaders that we expect you to be. We don't just make soldiers in the Army, we grow leaders. And part of the reason that I emphasize that is because you'll find yourself, whether you're in uniform or not, you're going to be thanked when you find yourself in airports or out in public, because people are going to recognize that you're either a soldier or that you have been a soldier, because you're going to carry yourself differently, you're going to behave differently. And that's because we've earned the trust and the respect of the American public. They trust us as members of a profession of arms in a way that they don't trust many other people in our society. It gives us the ability to have a positive influence on our society. But in order to do that, we've got to live the Army values. We've got to live up to that soldier's creed that you belted out earlier. That soldier's creed, the foundation of that creed is our Army values. If you live up to the creed and you live up to the Army values, you're going to be able to look people in the eyes when they thank you for your service and respond. You know, I'm not telling you how to respond. You've got to figure out what your own response is to that. My response is normally, it's my honor and privilege to serve in uniform. But you can only say that if you're giving your best effort, if you're growing into the leaders that both our Army and our society needs. And when you do that, people are going to be looking for you for leadership. And when you are given that opportunity to lead, when people are looking for your leadership, then lead. Not just in the Army, but in your communities. Okay? Last thing I'll leave you with is kind of a downer, but I have to do this because you would be probably surprised at how much time I spend on code conduct. Part of being a professional, a military professional, is holding ourselves and holding each other accountable for living our values. And so what I will remind you of is that now that you've made this transition from being a civilian to being a soldier, you can't ever go back across that threshold. You will never be a civilian again. You may not always be in uniform, but you'll be a soldier for the rest of your life in some way or another. And you're accountable because your actions and your conduct, your decisions reflect on my Army. And your Army. So hold yourself accountable to live the Army values. Hold each other accountable for living the Army values. And it doesn't matter whether you're in uniform on drill weekend or AT or at school, or you're out of uniform at ASU going to school or at Amazon working. You're still accountable when you make that decision to drink and drive, or when you make that decision to do drugs. And it's not just illegal drugs. Sometimes it's prescription drugs that aren't prescribed for you. So just understand that your accountability doesn't stop on Sunday night at last formation. It's always present. Okay? I ask you to do that for me so that you're not standing in front of my desk with me. It's not a good time for either one of us. All right, thank you. Battalion,
Company.
attention!
Following soldiers, post. Private Sarah Vincent,
Moving sergeant.
PFC Maria Lares Nevares,
Moving sergeant.
Specialist Tendai Mangarenge,
Moving sergeant.
Specialist Zachary Stunkel,
Moving sergeant.
These soldiers are being recognized for high APFT during IADT.
What is that?
BB2 Sarah Vincent, high APFT 273. PFC Maria Lares Nevares, high APFT 278. Specialist Tendai Mangarenge, high APFT 272. Specialist Zachary Stunkel, high APFT 292.
Give them a round of applause.
So I always finish up by asking the family members and friends that come out if they've got any questions.